everybody. My name is Sharon Quinn, and I'm also known as the original Runway Diva, and you are watching Model Behavior. Class is officially in session. Today, my guest lecturer is author, playwright, and director. Brother Jermaine Smith is in the building. Welcome, Jermaine J, to Model Behavior.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, you know, we teach here.
Right,
so, and you got a lot of stuff on your plate. I want to try to cover it all.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning. Your stage play,
Yes.
A Piece of Me. That's the first.
Yeah, it's the first play.
And you did that in 2008.
2006 through 2010, it ran.
You took it on the road.
Took it on the road, yes.
What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. We did 50 shows of the play, and 50 shows, close to 100 people turned their life over to God through the play. We traveled, my own postal paycheck at the time, up and down the Eastern Seaboard. It was the first African-American play in the Poconos at a theater that's been open for 100 years.
Really?
First African-American play in a theater in Connecticut in about 60 years.
What was the name of that theater?
Polka Dot Theater in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and the Shawnee Playhouse in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, which is on the Poconos. Mm-hmm. So I have a little history in it. It was fun. It was a great experience.
Now, you said that a lot of people turned their lives over to Christ. Was that the intent or you just wanted to take a play on the road?
When I wrote it, that wasn't the intent. I was pretty much an individual that was running around the street, I had knowledge of God, but I wasn't there claiming God. Mm-hmm. It was more so therapeutic. You know, my mother used crack cocaine for about 20 plus years. So I wrote a play based on forgiveness. You know, so wrote the play in 3 days, took me a month to edit it because it was naturally in me.
You wrote it in...
I wrote the play in 3 days.
3 days?
And it took me about a month to edit it to get it where I was happy, but I got out of my system in about 3 days.
But what was the trigger that made you say, I got to get this out and put it down on paper?
Well, my nephew was 2 years old, and he had a sickle cell attack, and we took him to the hospital. My sister took him to the hospital, and he got diagnosed as having an attack when he just had a fever, and he went to a coma and never woke up. So
what?
my mother quit drugs that day, was in church that Sunday, and she never turned back. She's been saved to this day, and that's about 12, 13 years now.
Okay. Wow. God is good. That's
yeah,
what
all
I'm
the time,
saying. Yes.
all the time.
So, and you won a Tiffany Award? I don't know what a Tiffany Award is.
Yeah, we got nominated for 5 Tiffany Awards. We didn't win. It was in New York, and they actually won more awards outside of New York, which is my home state. We won a Hollaback Gospel Award in Connecticut 2 years in a row. So it's been a blessing. I mean, it's just great to be recognized.
Now, I'm going to ask the big question.
Go ahead.
What was it profitable?
The play?
Yeah.
Yes, it was very profitable.
Taking it on the road?
Yeah, well, the main thing I did was I stopped at one point. I stopped spending my own money because one show would start paying for the next 3, and then you have your shows where you didn't hit, but you were covered because a couple other shows, you know, paid up. So I got to a point in 50 shows where I wasn't paying out of my pocket no more, which was the original.
And what did you learn from that whole experience?
I learned that it's easier to take a book around America quicker than it is to take a cast. You know, because I had to travel with, the cast had 13 people, and I had to take myself. That's right, it's a lot of overhead. I had to get a rental van, I had to get plane tickets, and it was much easier to just get a box of books, you know, so I eventually turned the play into a book.
Now, the process for writing the book, you kind of did it the opposite way. So how long did it take you to do the book? Because you had to do some edits. You can't just
did a whole lot of editing.
Transfer the play to a book.
I did a whole lot of editing. It was the first time I ever wrote a play. I just got online and studied the format. And it was the first time I ever wrote a book. So I got online and studied the format.
Look at the camera and say what you did again. You said you read a book and you studied what you wanted to do.
I got on the internet, studied what I wanted to do, so I did some research on the craft as well as the book and the play. But the book, it took me about maybe 2.5, 3 months because it was just like, you got to transfer to the he said, she said. You know what I mean? So you have to pretty much let the people know who's talking.
And did you get an editor to edit, or you did everything yourself?
Yes, I had an editor. You know, I had an editor, and I had friends that I bounced things off of. How does this sound? How does this work before I put it out there? Because I can love something, and I have people that I trust their opinion to let me know raw and unadulterated. How was this? You know, so I had an editor, yes, and I put it in people's hands that I trust, and came back, did some rewrites, and got it right.
And was it hard for you to listen to the feedback?
Oh no, it's never hard. You know, never hard.
Some people have a problem with that.
I need it. You know what I mean? I need it. The thing is, sometimes you got to go to strangers instead of your friends. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I did.
All right. So now you've taken the stage play, you turned it into a book. And now you just finished filming
Yes.
the movie.
Just finished filming the independent movie.
Let's talk about that.
Yes.
How did that come about? And how did you, more importantly, how do you pay for that?
Well, I paid for it out of my pocket. You know what I mean? I made some sacrifices. I took some things out of my life. I took myself out of the dating scene. I took myself out of buying this type of clothing. You know what I mean? So I made sacrifices because I knew what my end goal wanted to be. You know, so I knew what I can do without. You know, I may have wanted steak and shrimp for lunch 5 days a week, but you know what? Sometimes you have to bust it down to pizza.
Or
Sometimes you have to bust it down to salad, peanut butter and jelly. You know, so I made the necessary sacrifices of giving up my apartment. You know what I mean? So you have to do things what you have to do.
Hold up. You gave up your apartment?
Gave up the apartment, you know, yes. And then there's instances where I lost it, you know, but that's all part of the story. I never was homeless, but I knew what my end result was. I said, you know what, if I'm paying $800 a month, that $800 can go somewhere else, putting it in the bank towards building my dream.
Wow, that's vision for your behind.
Yeah, you
and
gotta-
a lot
you
of
gotta
people, that's
sacrifice.
scary though.
It's
There's not a
scary.
lot of people that's gonna step out on faith, and that is what you did.
Right, it's if you believe it. You know, I woke up one day and said I didn't want to work for the post office no more. Going on 11, 12 years because I wanted to chase my dream. I was using my time on the road with the play, running out of sick time. You know what I mean? So at some point, you know, your attendance becomes in jeopardy. So why not leave where you're in good standing? You know, I done did everything I could in the post office. I done went from a mailman to a supervisor to an inspector, and it just, I didn't see the end result. I didn't see the end result there.
So it wasn't feeding your soul.
It wasn't feeding my soul, and I was very unhappy. You know, you don't want to be in customer service and be unhappy.
Oh Lord, no. Now, the 700 Club. I know I'm jumping all over the place.
Yes.
The 700 Club in 2009. What did you do there?
That's a television show. It's one of the biggest Christian
That
network
was
television
with the
show.
Jim
TVN.
Baker, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker.
Yeah, they're on that channel as well as the pastor Pat Patterson, I believe his name is, and they came to New York and did a documentary on me and my mother.
Really?
You know, they caught wind about the play and what was going on, and they said, look, if you come to Tennessee, sit on the couch, we'll air it once, but if we come to you, we'll air it twice. So they came to New York, did a documentary.
What was the
and
documentary called?
It was called A Piece of Me, the Smith's Redemption. It was pretty much about the story about my mother's drug habit and me not forgiving her and seeing different men coming in and out to support her habit, and how that in turn gave me a learned behavior of not to respect women. Because me seeing men come just for sexual favors and leaving money, that's how I thought as a young man, this is how you treat women. You know, so it had an effect on me. So the substance abuse affected me in different ways than it did some other people. You know, so I would walk down the street, wouldn't speak to my mother, didn't have a word to say to her, because you're showing me how a man's supposed to treat a woman, and then you're not even shielding your children from the dangers, you know, and having this stuff going on in the house. So there was years of forgiveness and hardship and, you know, battles going on between the mother and the son.
Wow, I did not know any of
Yeah.
any of
So
this.
it was easy to write that into a play, into a book, into a movie, because it was all real. You
And
know?
how did you come to the point of? Did it take her that trip, that incident where she finally changed her life around, for you to find it in your heart to forgive your mother? Or was the process, was it even deeper than that?
That was part of the process, but I did a self-evaluation and realized that nothing's going to work for me with no woman in this world until I fix that relationship with my mother. Because I found myself telling women that I would date and I loved them, and I couldn't even tell my mother hi. You know what I mean? Or tell my mother I love her. So, and God was showing me that, you know, these little things you got going on, it's not going to work until you fix that over there. You know what I mean? So I had to come to realization and say, you know what, it's not even about me no more. If my mother can go to God and clear herself and be healed, why can't I? My only addiction at the time was tattoos and women.
You got a bunch of tattoos?
I got a bunch of tattoos.
Really? I'm sorry.
I got about 25.
Really?
Yeah. 25.
Was that a way of like maybe dulling your pain, or?
No, actually it became from the environment I was in. I used to write music, songs. I wrote music with Jodeci, wrote music with Intro, and I got paid. Yeah, I got paid in tattoos and jewelry and money, and it was business. It wasn't personal.
You said you got paid in tattoos.
Yeah, like let's go get a tattoo. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. But I left that situation with no drug habits, no diseases. You know, so I'm happy and blessed, and we're all still friends because it was business. It wasn't, you know, I just didn't know the game at 15, 16, 17.
So you write songs?
Yeah, I originally started writing poems and songs before I wrote plays and everything. That was my thing.
Okay, I don't know your behind at all. Okay. I thought I knew you. I don't know nothing about you. The songwriting thing, you don't want to Because
Yeah.
that's a lot of money in
Yeah,
that.
I wrote some music for the.
Is it a soundtrack for,
Yeah,
for the
it's a
film?
soundtrack for the film. So I wrote a duet for the song, for the movie, whatever have you. And I like to fall back because I want to give other songwriters and other indie artists that opportunity, that platform. I wrote the movie. I don't need to write the whole soundtrack. You know what I mean? I wrote the movie. I directed it. I don't need to act in it. You know what I mean? So I believe these slots we need to give to people that want to chase their dream as well. So I don't want to hog up too much space. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable being a writer. I'm comfortable being an executive producer. I'm comfortable with co-directing. I don't want to take up everything because we have other people chasing their dreams as well too. And I don't want to be like, I could have gave that slot to somebody else, but I took it. I got enough already in this project. You know what I mean? So That's how I felt about it. So let other people bring their songs on and can't get their platform. And I just love it. You know what I mean? So, and that's just me. I had a radio station for about 2 years.
Everyday radio?
Everyday radio. And I had about 4.7 million listeners in 24 months. And it all fell back from the plays. I kept my fan base. I kept my lane.
How many listeners did you just say?
4.7 million in 24 months. That all rolled from the stage play. That all rolled from the 700 Club. And I stayed in my lane. You know?
Was this a gospel? Did you play mostly?
Actually, someone gave me a space, and I ended up getting like a 48-track board, and I had this whole entire storefront for 7 days. So I called about 50 friends and said, who wants a radio show? You two, y'all not friends, but y'all meet. I ended up having 15 shows in about a month. You know what I mean? I sold people space at minimum price because my end result was to get these hits to my website. You know, I ran a radio show through my website, so the goal was let these people chase their dreams. Don't charge them an arm and a leg. Build up your unique hits, and I was getting a core audience.
Oh my God! Why did you stop the radio?
Well, I had my youngest son.
Okay.
And then the storefront guy, he lost his building, so I had to take the radio station to my apartment, and it just wasn't the same vibe with bringing people in and out, you know, the apartment as you was when I had a storefront. So
do you think you would possibly go back to the radio piece if the opportunity presented itself again?
Yeah, I can definitely see myself doing it again. I mean, I loved it. It's a great platform. You know, I brought all the traffic to my website. On my website, I had my books. I had a perfume called Everyday for Women. You know, so I brought so much traffic there that I would definitely do it there.
Just sitting here blinking.
Yeah, I mean, my brand was dedicated and built towards women. You know what I mean? So, and women came out to my stage plays. Women bought the book. And then we had a recession. I said, well, I can't fill these seats up during the play. Like, what can I do that's cost effective? And I had to do something that, and he said, what can I do? I said, well, wine and liquor don't spoil you, but that's not my brand. Because my brand was inspirational stage plays, inspirational books. So I had to tell certain liquor sponsors you can't sponsor my play when they present itself. So I said, let me do a perfume. I don't know if perfume spoil you. And perfume is recession proof.
Now, how did you come up with the fragrance itself?
Once again, I did research. I called a bunch of my female friends and asked them what do they like. Most of them liked the rose. A lot of people didn't like saddlewood. You know what I mean? So I got all my stuff together, went to Macy's, got some samplers, started reading the back, found a chemist. This is what I want. Put this together. He knew the percentages, did a test run. That only lasted 2 hours. Now we can't do that. We got to thin it out. We got to add something else, add some water base. Got up to that lasting about 9-10 hours. And I sold some bottles over the internet, which was amazing because who buys perfume that you can't even smell?
Really?
So that was a great support for the brand.
Now, I'm not confused. You do so much. I did not expect any of this.
Okay.
Now, the perfume piece.
Yes.
You did the perfume. How did you? No, that's not even what I'm going to ask you. See, that's the senior moment I was wondering
about. Okay, don't worry about it.
Branding.
Okay.
Everything you say is about
the brand.
Your brand.
Right.
How does one? Does it begin at the beginning?
Yes.
Because when you start out, this branding thing is all new.
Right.
To a lot of people, because we weren't always thinking of ourselves as brands.
Right.
Until maybe the age of the internet and social media, and then the trigger word was branding. Everything was about your brand. How do you build your brand? What's the first step that you need to do?
The first step is to figure out what you want to do, what you're most passionate about. You know what I mean? And tie it into everything. And once you find out what you're passionate about, then you got to figure out what's your core audience. You know, I'm a firm believer that you can't sell a porno magazine to a daycare center. That just don't work. So you have to know your audience. With my website, for example, I have 4.7 million hits, and it may be African American women 35 to 50. People see the 4.7 thing and it's a lot, but what if someone that's coming not even looking for that demographic? What if they want 18 to 24? I don't fit their market. So my thing is, I said, let me figure out what I want to do, who I want to target, and let me be consistent about it. When you see Pepsi, you see the same logo everywhere. You see McDonald's, you see the same logo everywhere. So I just try to provide consistency. Everything has to match up to what you see on a regular basis, and you have to shove it down people's throat because we have a short attention span. You know, so if you don't put it in their face every day, what can we do? And that's why I say, you know what do I do every day? I'm Jermaine every day. I'm Jay every day. So you know what, let me run with Jay every day. Every day the brand, what do? We do a lot of things every day. Some of us pray every day. Some of us eat every day. Some of us wear the same clothes every day. Some of us go through the same pains every day. So I say, you know what, I want to be relatable to the everyday person. Because when I grew up, when I went shopping for school clothes, I had to get 4 shirts that matched 1 pair of pants. So I was an everyday individual. So that's why I want to do Every Day for Women, Everyday Radio. Because it sparked when I was doing my play, I couldn't get on the big radio stations. I couldn't afford it. I didn't have a name. I didn't have all-star and A-list people in my play. So I said, you know, I'm gonna start a radio station for people that's like me that can't get on air, can't get their word out. I'm gonna start a magazine called Every Day the Magazine, which I did was online, and I ran for about 4 months. I just couldn't maintain it. Had about 400,000 hits in 4 months. Just couldn't maintain it because building a brand, everybody's not gonna see your vision.
Right.
And you can't pay everybody up front.
And how do you get people to hang in there while the vision is being created?
Well, as far as team-wise, I think you have to show them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But consumer-wise, you have to show consistency. You know what I mean? So my thing is sometimes you have to give and take. I gave out a lot of books and did a lot of groundwork for friends, and they say, I want you to do social media for me. 2 weeks later, I got them, and I'm with them at the White House meeting the First Lady.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's not for me, but I have to use that situation to spin it and make it work best for me. So I'm in the White House taking selfies. I'm in the White House charging my phone. I'm talking to everybody I can, and you make that your thing. So with this world, everything is perception.
Now you two, let's before we run out of time, the film.
Okay.
You cast the film yourself.
Yes.
Clearly, you didn't use the same people you used in the play.
I used a couple of them, about two or three.
What was the casting process? What was that? What was it like?
Well, I wanted to get with people that were hungry. You know what I mean? My thing is you can get a big name actor and they're not going to promote it. But you get somebody that's hungry and this is what they love, not only will they do it for free, but they're going to get out there and promote it. You know what I mean? So that was the main thing, someone that felt the passion for it. You know, everybody's not going to fall in love with the script, but you're going to have maybe 17 out of 19 actors that really love it.
But acting is not always about falling in love with the script.
Right. Sometimes you got to fall in love with the character.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to fall in love with the movement. And some people are going to get with you because they see where you're going. They may not like you as an individual, but they say, well, you know what, this train is going somewhere and I want to be on it. You know what I mean? So that was the process of, and I knew who I wanted to work with. I do a lot of studying. I study people online. I study people within my realm in New York, naturally, and I see who promotes what. If you promote just yourself, I don't know if I want to be tied in with you. You know what I mean? If when I get off here, I can promote model behavior. I can promote other things because it's not costing me a dime and it's all love. You know, so you got to be careful of people who want to use you. And I did that watch.
Every day, all
I did
day.
that watch. You know, I know some people bring me to certain places because they know I promote. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So you can have what I have. You know what I mean? So God gives me the share. And I'm
How
here.
big is the cast?
We have 20 actors. We added, yeah, there's some small roles, some very small roles. People in there, I would say about 2 or 3 pages, which on film may last about 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we have some things in there, and it's I love it. I love it. I have some surprises in there, and you know, I have a guest pastor in there, and hopefully by the time the movie comes out, I'll be the first person to have a woman pastor in a film. Because I have not
haven't had that yet?
I have not seen one film with a woman preaching in a film.
Really? That's weird to me.
Yeah, it's very weird. Maybe one out there. I mean, I just haven't seen it.
Okay, so you got tell me about the audition process.
Well, it's pretty much.
But did you have open audition?
Yeah, we
or
had open audition, but there were some slots that was already taken that were strong, and we had one cast, and things fell apart where we lost some of the leads, and then we brought in some other people, and a couple people stepped up their roles. So it was pretty much open. I saw a lot of people that I like, and I had some other people in there to give me their opinion too, because I don't like this just to be all me. Even though I have the final say so at the end, but sometimes you need different views, you need different cameras to show you different looks. And we found some good people, and some people that didn't make it on the casting call ended up getting called back.
Really?
Yeah, got them called back and say, you know what, I really loved you at the audition, and I want you to be a part of this project. So that's the best part to me, the casting.
Now, were you watching the people that were auditioning, like when they weren't auditioning?
Well, I had people in the hallway. I had people sit in the hallway just to catch the conversation of who these people are. Because people will get out there and say some things that they shouldn't be saying. People will get out there and carry on how they should be carrying on. And I'm big on chemistry. I'm big on, spirit. I'm big on a lot of things that we got to be in the room together. And I do a lot of things with my children. So my children might be on set. My children might be going on the radio with us, whatever have you. I need to know who I have with me. I can't control how you live. I can't control what you post. But I need to know, your energy and your vibe. So definitely have some spies sitting outside listening.
Because I like to walk through.
Right.
With, glasses on.
Right.
And looking harried. And, hey, everybody, no hat. I keep my hat on.
Right.
Because as soon as I take the hat off, folks know who I am. But I'm always looking and listening, even when you think I'm not
You got to be observant.
Now, when can we expect to see
I'm looking to do early 2016. Maybe.
So you're still in the editing process now?
We're getting ready to start the editing process. So I'm looking early 2016, hopefully get it out. I want to do some things my way, and there's some traditional ways you got to do it. A lot of people want to do film festivals because it's an indie film. And
is that expensive, or is it hard?
It can be. It's pretty much sometimes who you know thing, whatever have you. But you have to be strategic. I have an inspirational drama film, so I don't want to go to a film festival that focuses on action, that focuses on westerns. You know what I mean? So you have to be smart about it.
Oh, so you have to pick film festivals by. Well, how do you know what?
Do your research. Well, the best way to do that is look at what they filmed, what they showed last year, majority. If they did 20 films and the majority of them was westerns, they pretty much in that film, in that realm. If some of them was novella or love dramas, you in that realm. So I pretty much try to look at, this basically boils down to research, to what they had going on the year before. You know what I mean?
Are you looking for, do you have backers, or are you trying
to? No, it's all me.
But are you looking for backers?
Honestly, no.
Because you seem to be doing okay without them.
Right now, I feel good because I can wake up and I don't owe nobody nothing.
Come on, church.
You know what I mean? So if the film does $100 million, I don't owe nobody nothing. The actors are paid. If the film breaks even, I don't owe nobody nothing. I'm happy. It's a learning experience. So I'm cool with that. And there's a thing where everybody run around looking for distribution, and I don't know if I really want to go that route unless you're really offering something, because there's not a lot of money up front in the indie film. So why bring an audience that I built up to you for you to get their email address and email the people that I'm already in contact with? I need you to go out there and get the people that I can't reach.
Oh, so they ask you for your email?
Yeah, sometimes a distribution company can ask you for your email database and email the people that you can email. So you have to be wary of that.
So I'm not really familiar with how distribution works. I know it can be shady.
Yeah, it can be shady if you don't know your business. Yeah. So I'm a research head, so I sit back and listen all day long while I'm at work to different professors, different lawyers, different indie people, and just hear the experience. I mean, experience is different for everybody. But if 9 people are saying don't cross that street because a car gonna hit you, I'm gonna catch the train. So, and that's the thing. But I don't want to spend all this time building a brand and come in and give somebody 50% of something that they didn't help build, if you're not going to put up front money and help us go get more people.
So distribution, the way it works is they don't lay out money out.
Right. Well, nowadays it's hard to lay out money because a film is a gamble. You're not going to show people going to put their butt in the seats. You're not sure people going to buy the DVD in Walmart. But we're in a different world, video on demand. You know what I mean? You could get a movie on your phone. You look around the world, you could have 50 kids in Africa, they have cell phones, but it might be one laptop. You know what I mean? In that whole entire room. So you can watch a movie on your phone. So traditional way is you have to stick to it.
Do you get paid from watching when people watch your
It depends who you
film
ever deal
on
with.
the phone?
Yeah, it depends who you ever deal with.
That's all part of distribution.
Yeah, all part of distribution. Who you ever deal with. Netflix, they pretty much want to lock you into a 2-year deal, where I have friends who have gotten maybe $180,000, or say like for BET, we're going to show this 40 times in 2 years, and this is your money that you're getting. You're not going to get another thing extra. That may work for you if you're a first-time film member, or you know what I mean, you're getting out there. Or you can go the DVD route with a distribution company. I may split half and half. but you have to sometimes get them pressed up. You know what I mean? So
that's an extra cost.
Yeah, it's an extra cost. But there's platforms out there where you can show your movie and upload it for free, and you can split it 50-50 with these people, which is a great deal because you're going in, no money down. There's no gamble on them, there's no gamble on you.
Now, but is the goal, I guess at first the goal is to get people to see what you're doing.
Right.
So it may be an okay thing to maybe upload your stuff for free.
And this is a good, well-known sites. Like you can get on some well-known sites.
Okay.
that you can get on, that you can get on, whatever have you, because you have different options. You have Netflix, you have Vimeo, you have Amazon, you have Hulu. You have all these options. People are not just sitting in movie theaters anymore. I mean, they're still going.
But it's expensive.
It's expensive. It's still going, you know, whatever have you. So there's options. The same way you can rent a theater out to do a play, you can rent a theater out to show a movie. You know, so you just have to be smart, cost-effective about it.
So what? Now you've done the book.
Yes.
You've done the play.
Yes.
Now you've done the film. What's next?
I want to take it even further and do some more films. Looking at bringing out another play, probably early 2016. Bring another play back, just to get the people in the seats and possibly
You said
show
bring
the trailer.
another play. You've written other plays?
Yeah, I put about 3-4 plays out outside of A Piece of Me. I put out a play called Cooking in Yesterday's Grease.
Cooking in Yesterday's Grease?
Yeah, Cooking in Yesterday's Grease. That's pretty much.
Now, are these all based on books or?
Well, Cooking in Yesterday's Grease is a book as well, just like A Piece of Me. And the Cooking in Yesterday's Grease develop out of people will hold your past up against you.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean? My thing is cook me in today's spray butter. Don't cook me in yesterday's grease, you know. Because a young lady may have been a whoremonger at 16 now. She's married 32 degrees. Everybody just see her as that young lady that she was. You know, even the Bible says if you stole, that don't make you a thief. You know, so far too many times people do hold our past up against us. They don't want to allow us to grow. They don't allow us to be, you know, who we were last year may not who we are today.
Well, they don't want you to grow because they don't want you to grow and be better than them.
That's the truth. Come
on,
somebody.
I know that.
Yep. So
Sabrina wrote this question.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw it out there, and then I gotta wrap this up.
Okay.
She wants to know: is writing a cathartic experience? I had to ask what cathartic was because I ain't really know. But what was that process like for you? Writing?
Well, I started writing when I was 8. You know what I mean? I would go to the little bars in the window that would keep, you know, us from falling out the windows and just always speculate if that was to keep crime out or keep us in. You know, that was always my thought. Or I would go to the refrigerator when we had the metal shelves and play notes on the shelves because there was no food there. And writing was my escape. You know, it was my escape. It was my way to get out the house. It was my way to get away. And it was good and bad because when we went back to school, we had to write a report of how was your summer. And my reports was just so graphic that it was trouble.
Oh, my God. I wish we could keep talking. This is fascinating to me. And that little scene with the playing with the grate on the refrigerator, that's a scene from a movie. I just want to tell you that.
All right.
Anyway, we are almost out of time. I'd like to thank my guest, Jay, the Everyday Brand, Mr. Jermaine Smith. I'd like to thank him for sharing all of this wonderful knowledge with us today. Now, before I go, I want to leave you guys with a few thoughts. I want you to remember that you can't change the game until you first learn the game. Always surround yourself with positive people and positive things, and do what you love and love what you do. And lastly, be who you are, but be who you are tastefully. Always have a little class about yourself. Now, don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching Model Behavior, and I'll see you guys next week. Class is officially dismissed. Bye, y'all. Boy, you are so talented.
I'm trying.